The political boundaries of the United States expand. Between 1803 and 1845, with the exception of adding Florida in 1819, the political boundaries of the United States had not changed. However, settlers were still pushing the frontier westward in several areas. You read how groups of Americans moved beyond the borders of the United States during the 1840s into Oregon Country and into land owned by Mexico and California, Texas, and Utah. The presence of those Americans outside the United States increased the desire to expand the political boundaries of the United States again in the 1840s. In 1844, the Democratic Party candidate for president was James Polk. He was not well known, and he was running against the famous Henry Clay. To get more people to vote for Polk and the Democratic Party, the Democrats began to promise to expand the political boundaries of the United States. Polk's speeches made Manifest Destiny a campaign issue. He said the United States should extend its borders all the way to the Pacific Ocean. James Polk for president. In 1844, James Polk was running against Henry Clay for president. The Democrats began to promise to expand the political boundaries of the United States. Polk wanted Manifest Destiny and said the United States should extend its borders all the way to the Pacific Ocean. Annex Texas. Polk made the annexation of Texas a campaign issue. Texas had not been annexed earlier because Congress and the president did not want to risk offending Mexico, which still claimed Texas. Although Mexico still claimed Texas and there were border disagreements between Texas and Mexico, Polk said he thought Texas should be added to the United States. He said that Manifest Destiny dictated that Texas should become part of the United States. Polk's ideas risked a war with Mexico. Take all of the Oregon Country. Polk also made the annexation of Oregon Country a campaign issue. Since 1818, Britain and the United States had occupied Oregon Country together. For many years, the American government had been negotiating with Britain to divide Oregon Country, with each country taking half. You can see that breakup here on the map. The American government wanted the border to be the same as the current border with Canada. The United States would then have the southern half. But Polk and his supporters said that the southern half wasn't enough. They wanted all of Oregon Country to be part of the United States. In his campaign speeches, Polk threatened to go to war with Britain if the U.S. didn't obtain all of the Oregon Country. Although Polk's ideas risked war with Mexico and Britain, the ideas were very popular with Americans in the 1840s. At this time, thousands of Americans lived in the West beyond the borders of the United States. In the fall of 1844, Polk won the election for president. His election showed that Americans were in support of the ideas of Manifest Destiny and wanted to expand the political boundaries of the United States. Tolerate and annex Texas. You remember that there were two problems with annexing Texas. One problem was adding another slave state, which some Americans did not want to do. A second problem was that annexing Texas would offend Mexico. Before Polk even took office, the Congress passed a resolution to admit Texas into the country as a slave state. Congress decided to tolerate the problem caused by annexing Texas because Congress wanted to show the people who had elected Polk that Congress also supported Manifest Destiny. Dominate and force Mexico to sell its land. Mexico was angered by the annexation of Texas and immediately broke off diplomatic relations with the United States. The area the United States said it had annexed as Texas is shown in white. The area that the United States said it had annexed as Texas is shown in red. Not only was Polk willing to tolerate the possibility of war with Mexico, he seemed willing to go to war to expand the political boundaries of the United States. First, though, President Polk offered $30 million to Mexico to buy all of Mexico's